I'd like to draw your attention to this particular project. There's not a huge amount of information related to this online, although I'd like to read out these descriptions here. Firstly, this is from cofestival.coop, and this was kind of promoting, I believe, a screening of this picture, or maybe an abridged form of the film. I'm watching a version of the film that's 1 hour and 53 minutes, whereas I believe the original ran for 2 hours and 30 minutes. It could be for reasons of not being able to get permissions from every single... This is an anthology film of many different directors' short films. Maybe they weren't able to get everyone's permissions for subsequent screenings of the film. Could be wrong. The reason I came across it is because one of the credited directors is actually our dear friend. We've discussed them recently, Michael Snow. Now, onto this particular passage, For Life Against the War. What was For Life Against the War? I've inferred to some degree, but for more detail, here we go. This film is composed of short films made in response to an invitation from the Week of the Angry Arts, a multi-part festival of art and actions against the then raging war in Vietnam that took place between January 26 and February 5th in 1967. More than 60 filmmakers responded to that invitation, with films from 1 to 3 minutes in length. The first compilation ran for 3 hours. The present film is composed of selections from the original version. The films made in response to an open invitation from the Week of the Angry Arts were brought together in less than a month, and this was the time that elapsed from inception of idea to the first showing. The invitation set only the following conditions: each film be under 3 minutes in length, but the theme of the film in some way relate to the notion of either life or against war. There are more than 60 contributions to the invitation. These films were screened once in an original version that ran about 3 hours on January 30th, 1967 in New York City. Since that presentation, some filmmakers have withdrawn their works, and others have added their efforts. There are 49 films in the original version. The list of filmmakers is as follows. The majority of films are not titled, and as such the work is considered to be a collectively authored document of protest and vehement rage against the unjust conflict. Read out this lineup now. John Hawkins, Lee Savage, Manfred, Kirchheimer, and Peter Elison. Ron Finn, Lionel Martinez, Lloyd M. Williams, USCO, Peter Gessner, Hilary Harris, Leo Hurwitz, Peggy Lawson and Tommy Hurwitz, Louis Jacobs, Stan Vanderbeek, Robert Fiore, Larry Jordan, Dan Duga, Barbara Fultz, Dan Brakhage, Rudy Burckhardt, Nina Feinburg, Wendy and Shirley Clarke, Betty Ferguson, Maurice Amor, Richard Preston, Robert Breer, Max Phillips, Movie Subscription Group, Jerry Wakefield, Tom Bissenger, Ken Jacobs, Norman V. Berg, Mark Saden, Fred Wellington, Alan Siegel, Alan Schaff, John Willermeyer, and Henry J. Korn, Jonas Mekas, George Breidenbach, Abbe Maeder, Abbe Borov, A.M. Jimmenez, Ben Van Meter, Michael Snow, Joyce Wieland, Stephen Selinger, Victor Grainer, Charles I. Levine, Bob Kinney and Dave Lambert, Nat Hoffman, Karl Bissenger. I have to admit, I haven't heard of maybe 3/4 of these individuals, and the ones that I am familiar with, I am just that familiar with them. I haven't actually seen their works. Hurwitz, I believe that's misspelled Hurwitz. Yeah, Hurwitz I'm familiar with. He's an interesting figure. He was I think he's responsible for the very interesting it's Dialogue of a Woman Departed. Noel Oakeshott got me onto that years ago, and it's 8 years ago, so that's years ago. Very good stuff. And I think I'll read out one more. This passage here. No, that's not that relevant to read out, is it? Yeah, we'll close it here. Thanks everyone, I appreciate it immensely.